All right, hello and welcome. Also, surprise for anyone that is familiar with me. But anyways, I am Sol. I do a lot of Kirby speedruns. I am here with Sweet Squad. Or Wheel Squad, as you will very quickly learn. It'll make sense in context, but at any rate. So this is 80%. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. So 3, 2, 1, go. We're gonna skip the cutscene because it's just kind of long. The short version, Kirby's cake got swiped, and we're gonna get it bad. We think DDD stole it for some reason, so we're gonna find him first. The best way to explain this game's story is, imagine an episode of the Kirby anime, and this is pretty much just a playable episode. Right now you're gonna see me just doing a lot of sliding around because, while I could miss for wheel in that first room, it is a very difficult miss, and I'm not gonna do it right now. So instead we're gonna grab fire, we're gonna just kind of speed through this way. You might see a thing on the bottom screen. That is Kirby's stomach. And I can actually hold items inside of it. The next stage will actually show more of that in detail. So right now don't worry too much about it. We're just gonna kind of get through here. And in the meantime, if Numbers would like to introduce herself.
Hi, yep, I'm Numbers. I'm here for support on commentary for this very fun run.
Yeah, also, these are bubbles. So the short version, Kirby can hold up to 5 things in his stomach, that being bubbles or treasure chests. The main collectible. We're not going to be collecting most of them. There was a few that we do need, because to get into one of the worlds, you need to get 5 seals, and those will come up later. For now, don't worry about it. But you see that chest, we're going to leave that chest alone. We don't care about it. But otherwise, okay. The game's a little weird. I have to double tap every time I'm doing the fire movement here. For some reason, this game is weird. Alright. Here's where I'm gonna finally get wheel. So you see this enemy here. We're gonna get both of these, and we're gonna try to get this. Hopefully first try. Okay, that's okay. We missed it by 1. That's fine. That happens. No big deal. Let's try for it again. That is in the upper direction. While I'm trying to get this, if there's any messages, definitely feel free.
Oh, I've definitely got some messages for you. I've got $25 from Ms. Truffles, who says, Squeak Squad was my first Kirby game. So much nostalgia about this game, and it made me love this lovable pink galactic balloon. Poyo! And $10 from Regali, who says, I'm so excited to see our new charity partner, and equally excited to see Kirby Squeak Squad. I remember it fondly. I'm going to trip over that one every single time.
I mean, with what I'm doing right now, Kirby, it does fit. Unfortunately, I did forget to grab an extra bubble in the previous stage, so I'm not going to get to do a big cutscene step that would save a little bit of time, but that's okay. It means we actually get to introduce y'all to the sweets. These four lovely people. The one with the hat is the Roach, the big one is Soro, the one in the weird UFO theme is Dodge, and that last one is Spinny. Very ninja-like, and that's the one actually chasing us, and they can have the chest, we don't actually want it.
So ordinarily, you'd be trying to get 5 bubbles so that you can't fit the chest in your inventory, right. And that skips that cutscene.
Yeah, the very old strat for that was to do a very precise jump with Animal and just barely avoid the chest. Anyways, it's all good. We'll just take that instead, just so I have an extra thing to work with.
Maybe we should describe the wheel speed tech.
Yeah, so wheel does some very interesting things in this game. If I do A and B in a rolling input, Kirby just kind of ascends, and it's not just wheel that does this, other abilities work too, like, for example, Tornado also can do this, which is very unfortunate if you're doing certain things. But for wheel, it lets us just basically fly.
Yeah, when transitioning through animations, Kirby maintains momentum. So there's also a trick where you might notice her sliding off of ledges, and that if she gets a precise jump input as she slides off a ledge, that lets her maintain the forward speed from sliding.
Yes, we call it a slide boost, and that's what I meant to bring up as I did it. It's kind of hard to do, especially on the Wii U gamepad, because the Wii U gamepad's D-pad is not the best. Anyway, so this is DDD. If you're wondering, yes, that is the monster summoning device from the anime. I'm not sure why it's here. It is the only game in the mainline series that ever shows it. Also, much as I shouldn't have done that with Sword, I will find a way around that, I hope. Anyways, turns out he didn't have the chest. Instead, actually, the Sweets show up, then, he actually throws Kirby at them and basically gets a strike. Also, I'm gonna use this bubble real quick. That's not what I want. So, question mark bubbles can, are basically like, their own sort of mix. And what I am trying to mix for there is Invincible Candy. This is one of the few games where you can actually do that. In this game, you can actually carry candy and just use it anytime you want, pretty much. We want those for certain boss fights, especially after the second boss. Because once we're through the second boss, we're just gonna use that a lot, because it does a lot of damage. And it makes the fights a lot safer. Especially one that'll be coming up called Bobo. You don't need to know much about Bobo in the moment, except that Bobo is kind of mean. Also, that is the chest we do need. These low-win chests have the star seals that'll unlock World 7. Anyways, while I am going through this stage, if there are some any messages on it, for that matter, if you'd like to donate, tell me like your favorite Kirby ability or something. Maybe there's other people that like metal.
I was gonna say, I was hoping that people would donate for their favorite Kirby ability. I don't think I would pick metal, but lots of people are debating whether Skirby is now the new name of Kirby in Squeak Squad. We've got a $50 donation from Void Fawn, no comment, but thank you so much. And we've got another $50 donation from Antelise, no comment. And a third no comment donation, $50 from Kay the Kitsune. Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely keep doing those ends. You definitely want to see Metal Final Boss. It is very silly for multiple reasons. It takes like a 30-second climb and makes it 2 minutes. Trust me, you want to see it. Okay, that is fine. I'm gonna take these 2 tomatoes and make another mixed bubble, because that's the thing you can also do with food. 2 maximum tomatoes makes that, and I can try again for candy. It's not very important right now. I don't actually want it for the boss coming up. I want it for the boss after this one.
You just mentioned food, and I was actually just about to say holy guacamole. We have a $1,000 donation from Kaylee, who says, I love a good challenge, but living with poor laws and legal representation is not one of those. The Metal Final Boss challenge, though, that's a good one. Kaylee, thank you so much for supporting the National Women's Law Center and that incentive. Thank you. And we've met the incentive with that donation.
Oh, perfect. In that case, you will not regret that. You will not regret that. For now, don't worry about it. Just know it is going to be very interesting when it happens, when I get there. Anyways, that mini boss I just took out, their name is Dao Dao. They were also very mean. They like to sometimes hide in the corner, and that's very hard to hit with wheel. You probably also saw me crouch down and not lose my ability. Yeah, so this game also has a thing called crouch canceling, where if I am crouched when I take damage, I won't have any knockback, but more importantly, Kirby won't lose his ability when that happens. You know, the thing that just happened with Sparky, because Sparky sucks. As for Sparkies in here are very big trolls for no good reason. I'm gonna take this for safety. But yeah, a lot of the mini bosses could be easier set sometimes. That one is definitely no exception. Also, this stage doesn't really have anything to really spite us, so if there's any other messages, you can still feel free.
Of course, great. You know, I was ready to keep pushing this incentive, and all of a sudden, you know, it's met. So I gotta find new things to talk about. But Chaz ML gave us a $10 donation saying, "Let's go and see Metal Kirby." And we are gonna open up a new incentive in just a few minutes. So that will be for Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Oh, I did. Oh, I actually wasn't aware of that one. Unfortunately, my other choice so far, because I was like, oh, well, it's going to be a bit we see the incentive. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's okay. Just get rid of those. Get our backup wheel that I'm now going to have to actually do something with, but that's okay. That is also not ideal. At least it's better than the practice run I did a while back where I just kept getting sleep, which is one off. Anyways, so I forget the name of this mini boss, but we in the community just call it the metal potato. Mostly because, well, I mean, look at it. It's just kind of speaks for itself. But, you know, we have Kirby, so we're fine.
Yeah, Wheel makes very short work of these bosses, as long as they allow themselves to be hit.
Also, a little bit of a, they made for this to be like a race, and then they have this switch to kind of get in your way. We don't care. Again, it's not a chest we need. Alright, I don't actually have the ability I would normally use here. Let's see if I can't maybe fix that. That is still not the one I would like. Okay, we're going to get creative. We're going to get a little creative. I normally would want sword here, so instead of sword, we're going to use laser. It's fine. Laser does surprisingly good damage.
And these mixes are not random, but they are extremely precise.
Yes, for the bubbles, I'm actually looking for laser to show up in the roulette. Because between the latency of the Wii U gamepad and the game itself, usually it lands in candy.
Well,
other times it lands on sleep.
Or like sleep 5 times in a row like it did in practice.
Yeah, or it's sleep 5 times, no in between, or it's something else. Which
Luckily,
is
Sol is very, very good at dealing with whatever the game hands her.
Yeah, absolute worst case if I don't have candy for the boss coming up. The alternate strat is Tornado, but it is definitely a slower strat. Also, I would like to have extra wheels, which I currently don't have now.
But you can definitely fry a potato with a laser, that's for sure.
I mean, yes. Also, I know somebody just remarked about Beam. Trust me, that is a strat that also can come up in like one situation. If it comes up, you'll know it because there's like a bubble for it in that room. But that's a little ways for now. For now, we're just gonna kind of wheel on through, get through the water. We have another mini boss coming up. Their name is Boxy, and they are also not fun. Boxy likes to jump around and kind of dash at you a lot. Case in point, but this time she's being a little bit cooperative. Good enough. Good enough. Actually was a very good fight. And I did see somebody remark about it's the DS version. The DS version is a little bit slower because of load times, and that's more the, inaccuracy on the, Wii U VC's part. Also, this is Doc. We're just gonna do this. Grab the chest, swim out of the water, leave the stage, we're done. Unfortunately, Doc gets kind of the short end on fights, and either stuff like this happens, or we just kind of invalidate the boss fight. Alright, well, our situation on abilities has not been great, so we're gonna grab this cutter bubble, and there's another bubble I'll get later. I'm gonna nix that. Ninja's not what I want right now. We would like that later. is even worse. That is Cupid, and Cupid is not very good. I'm not gonna say anything else about it. We don't really need to. You don't need to know anything else. Cupid is just not great. Doesn't do anything for us. Kirby's actually really slow with it, and the attacks aren't very powerful. So instead, I'm just gonna kind of turn wheel and just fly through this room. Get out of here. We're good. I'm trying to remember our next stage here. Ah, yes. We now have air vents. Nothing to really worry about too much. So I'm just gonna keep going up here. Here's more of these enemies. These enemies actually give you metal. Oh, I wanted that bubble. That's okay. That's fine. That would have given me another chance at getting candy. That's okay. So we might actually be doing the tornado trap for the next fight. We'll see. For now, I'm just gonna keep getting through this room. So yeah, if we got more messages, definitely feel free to dip them right now.
Absolutely. I have my first donation about our favorite Kirby ability.
Ooh, nice.
$25 from Lola, who says, I love Wing Kirby best. It's rainbow and pretty. And we have opened up that next donation, or a donation incentive rather, a blindfolded transonic, gravity incentive. So if it's met, the transonic gravity level in Sayonara Wild Hearts is going to be completed blindfolded. So let's get 2K for that.
Yeah, honestly, Wayne's a fun one. There's a couple of runs where Wayne is pretty prominent. Namely, Return to Dreamland and as well as its remake. In fact, it's more prominent in Deluxe, if anything. And also, Kirby's Dream Collection, a game I have actually run a few years ago now, back in SGDT 2021. That was a really fun one. That one uses a lot of Wayne. Because you're given the option for it at some point, and you're just, well, why wouldn't you take the fastest option? I mean, we're speedrunners. Also, we don't want that chest. We don't want that chest. Unfortunately, I don't have candy for this fight, but that's fine. We have other straps for this exact reason. But I am going to try to get extra wheels if I can. So I'm going to grab both of the, grab this bubble. It gave me laser again, which is mildly unfortunate. But that's fine. We'll just use tornado. So if we had candy, I would be using candy, and this fight goes very quickly. But instead, we're going to have to do it this way. And that is me hitting the button just a little too early. Okay. Guess we're using laser. Actually, you know what? Better idea. Better idea, because I'd at least do more hits with this. This is not how I expected this to go, if you're wondering. But it looks like this is what we're doing now. Prato, I need you to be a little bit more cooperative right now. This is not... This is what the kids call not ideal.
The RNG on these bosses can be very, very rude.
Yeah, and this is why we want candy for Prato, because, yeah! Okay. That's fine, I can just line this up. Fair. There, you got to see Metric Prato for, probably like 3 to 4 times to the length of usual, because, one, I didn't have candy, more importantly, I lost Tornado, and that was unfortunate.
Yeah, that fight is not easy without candy.
No,
so.
the candy makes it far easier. I'm gonna take this just for now, just so we have something for the mini-boss coming up, because we have Box Boxer. I do have a tomato, but I don't really want to use it if I don't have to. But that's kind of okay. Just slide through here. This is Box Boxer. He likes to chase. And I'm just gonna kill him with Cutters. Cutter actually does a lot of damage. And if we hadn't met the incentive, that's what I'd be using on the final boss, because Cutter is surprisingly good damage. But instead, thanks to earlier, I guess, I did the show off high jump, and high jump is surprisingly useful for some reason. It just kind of flies, like Wheel does. Also, that is a snooter. They like to put Kirby inside its mouth. We don't like that, if you're wondering. Not that that's a big surprise. But anyways, while I finish this stage, if there's any messages while I just kind of climb through this ladder and be a little bit patient, definitely feel free to use say them.
Of course. I've got a $5 anonymous donation that says whoop whoop, and a $50 donation from Waru Fuzaki who says, "Let's go, girls. Lesson 3." And don't forget to donate towards that blindfolded transonic gravity incentive, because this is one of the hardest levels in the game, and it's going to be outstanding if we can see it done blindfolded.
I'm not gonna lie, this is the part where I'm very glad that I am the sort of person who does a bunch of single ability runs in general. I've done several with this game, including one for high jump, so it's a good thing I know high jump movement. Because otherwise, this would be actually bad. But thankfully, we're actually really not too bad off. I wish I still had Wheel. I wish I didn't lose Tornado on that fight, because that did make it harder. However, we're gonna do the chest pretty easily, and we're just gonna flip Spinny. I forgot that happens. I forgot that happens with high jump. Oh, also, that sword bubble was deliberate. It's something we want later. Funny enough, we actually carried that from here until 8-3. So we carried that for like most of the game once we get it. And ideally, we won't need any others. Alright, I'm gonna actually go like this instead of... Normally I would damage boost through that. Never mind, we damage through the enemy. Good enough, I guess. We're fine. It feels weird having not actually using Wheel right now, but it's whatever. I'm actually kind of working with this. This actually works out surprisingly well. Let me get through that. Okay, now I can just high jump through the rest of this. Kind of. Not quite. Small cannon segment, so if there's any more messages, feel free.
Absolutely. I've got a $60 donation from Schnorks who says, as Kirby once said, and please don't fact check, inequality sucks. Thank you very much, Schnorks. And a $10 donation from Lasagna Persona who says, love the run and love the cause to support and fight for basic human rights. Happy Women's History Month from Chicago. Thank you so much for donating to the National Women's Law Center, that amazing group of advocates and lawyers who fight for gender justice.
Alright, I was finally able to get Wheel back. it takes a while, but at least we have high jump. At least we had high jump as a backup until then. But now, get ready for more bangers. And also the part where I embarrassingly brained up. I didn't know about Air. I didn't know this part of this song came from Air Ride for years. By the way, I'm gonna grab that metal bubble. I don't actually want metal right now, obviously, but a teaser for what's to come. No, the real reason I want to try to get one extra Wheel if I can. That is not Wheel.
Mixes have been very rude today.
They have. They have, but that's alright. We're still going fast anyway. I'm gonna pop the cherry so I get rid of that. Don't need the food. But I do want this as a precaution. Actually, you know what? No, it's time. There we go. It's time. That is the Beam might show up here moment. that was where it was actually supposed to show up. Alright, so I'm gonna grab Ninja. I'm gonna see if I can't get... Well, see if I can't get lucky. High jump is not what I want. Okay. The game has decided it is going to be a high jump bubble. That's okay. So the reason for Ninja is just to go down here faster. That's really all we want it for.
Might be worth noting that Kirby does not have a fastball, so for traversing downward, Ninja is the fastest way to do
It's
so.
it's one of the fastest. Also Fighter, because Fighter can also do that same attack. Now, hopefully, we don't lose Tornado. I didn't want to actually use Tornado. That's fine. You know what? Actually, no. Completely fine. Completely fine. There's the extra wheel I needed. We're good.
Hey!
So here we go. This is Yotodane. It's a giant... I'm not really sure what the heck it's supposed to be. I just know it's a thing Doc made. And then we just ram into it with Tornado a bunch. And that's it. That's the fight.
Clean fight. Very clean fight.
Yeah, that's what Metro Preto should have been. And then Metro Preto decided that's not how it was going to be. I did not want to do that either. Kirby decided he wanted to go back and forth for a little bit. That's okay, it happens.
Would you say that a big part of running this game is being able to deal with the whatever power-ups the game decides to give you?
Honestly, kind of, but most of the time it's going to be, okay, I'm going to try again for wheel.
Yeah, like if you're going for PB attempts or something.
Unless it's near the end. Near the end, honestly, high jump is actually not bad as a alternate. In fact, high jump might even be slightly better in certain spots. Let's see if we get candy here, though. I mistimed that entirely because I saw laser like instantly and panicked. That's fine. Nope. Give me that. That Squeak is mean, and you can lose 20 seconds there. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me how I know this. Thankfully, that is all but one of the seals. There's one in levels 2 through 6. If there's any messages, just go ahead. This stage is basically just we wheel through it and hopefully don't get hit.
Absolutely. I've got $50 from Papyrus Semi, who says, when you've beaten Guest Star, Star Allies Go as much as I have, you begin to appreciate every ability. And
oh good, there's someone else that's also done that. Because hi, I have done that, and I have done a lot of Guest Star runs.
I also have a $100 donation from Take Siege, who just says Corby. And
Corby.
A $50 donation from Asuka with just less than 3. And of course, that less than 3, a little heart, makes me think about that Sayonara Wild Hearts blindfolded transonic gravity incentive. You definitely want to see this battle against Kid Death blindfolded. And Chaz ML, who donated $10, wants the same and says, I'm a simple girl. I see a blindfolded incentive, I donate. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so this is what I was going to be using on this Mrs. Moley, our second boss fight earlier. Sword is also surprisingly effective at just shredding bosses, and this is probably the best example of it because we have 4 mini bosses. We grab sword and we just shred through all of them with sword. I'm gonna do this for safety so that ice attack doesn't hit me. And now that we're out, I'm gonna switch back to wheel and leave the sage. If I didn't have the bubble, I would come back in here and mix for it. It's a very simple mix. It's just less than ideal. But since I don't have to worry about that, instead, I'm gonna grab this. This is our favorite stage. It gives us candy for free, and we'll be making good use of it actually, since that incentive was met. By the way, thank you for that. It means a lot. It really does. Metal is hilarious. It's probably not my favorite ability, but it is probably my the favorite in my heart for this game, because of just the shenanigans that it entails.
Yeah, if you thought she was playing this game quickly before, wait till you see Metal Kirby.
Yeah, we definitely play it quickly. At our own pace, you could say. Oh, I didn't thought that would work. That's okay.
You know, you can't rush perfection.
Exactly.
I've got a $100 anonymous donation. Thank you so much for supporting us.
Thankfully, Wheel is largely invincible during the attack unless you're turning. So that fire looks scary, but no, we just drive right through it. Something through the fire and flames. Anyways, we're gonna come back here, grab another candy, just because we need like one extra for now. And then we're gonna say hi to Bobo. I'm not gonna describe what Bobo looks like, just look at it. Just look at it. It is a weird fire owl tanuki theme. We want him to come at us. Like that. And now we're just gonna use candy. I hope you enjoyed this strat. This is how we deal with the bosses from here on, because the bosses are mean. And anything to make them less is always welcome.
That was also a very polite pattern. Sometimes he can like waste just like a minute or more just like flying around.
Yeah, sometimes Bobo can be very mean and just Bobo leaves, and then we're Bobo sad. Thankfully, that's not what happened, and instead we can just keep going. So now we have our different ice visits. Wheel actually has worse turn-in and startup while on ice, and then they decide, here, you want to fight Dow Dow again? And if you thought that was bad, we also have Boxy coming up again, because for some reason, Flagship decided they wanted us to suffer here. Shout out to Capcom on that one, because I don't know why they thought that, but it certainly makes it spicy. Although, you know, the trade-off is Wheel probably has like some of my favorite movement in the series. This is definitely like the best one for Wheel, and it kind of shows. I'm gonna drop down here, not that randomly, without just an extra candy. We want candy. Simple reason. We see candy, we want it. Okay, that's fine. Sometimes Wheel is weird and just kind of bonks into a block and does nothing. This stage will actually have our last Star Seal, but otherwise it's largely going to be just kind of speeded through. If there's any messages, feel free. While you enjoy this song, this game has a lot of bangers, and also just the dulcet tones of Wheel.
I love that, the dulcet tones of Wheel. Well, we have a $25 donation from Alexi Plays Fast, who says, Frame Fatale's hype. And very appropriate for our Wheel, we have $25 from Dr. No, who says, let's go. And we are super, super close to $6,000 raised, so maybe you can get 2 $1,000 milestones there. So let's see if we can do that and try to make that blindfolded transonic gravity incentive.
Oh, also, I forgot I had a full stomach. I needed to take something out for that chest. If it really came down to it, you can even hold that in, like, you didn't like have Kirby inhale the chest, hold it, and go through the stage, and you will actually keep it. Obviously, I didn't really have a good setup to do that, because I have Wheel. I want to keep Wheel. But yeah, if it really came to it, you're like, oh, I have a full stomach, I need this chest. You can also do that and carry it with you. Thankfully, that is the last chest we actually need outside of boss chests. And only because the boss fight won't actually conclude until we get it. if you're wondering what's inside those, it's just special little trophies that the bosses, they unlock boss endurance when you beat the game. That's it. I did think about making that an incentive, but then I decided against it because I wasn't sure if I could do it well, and then, oops, I did it in like 6.5 minutes. Anyways, here's Doctor again. We're just, I did to reenact the thing that was shown off at the, during the opening to, Frost today, so, yeah, here's this section. That's basically it. You just, fly through, and if you're using Ninja, be careful about using your down attack, because Kirby will not stop until he hits the ground or dies. Again, don't ask me how I know this. By the way, I mentioned earlier about Botsy showing up. Yeah, so Botsy's about to show up. I need that, please. Thank you, Dane. Oh, that is, okay, Bobby's being extra mean right now. As she does. Oh, no. Okay, she's finally in a good spot to finish the fight without taking more damage.
Guess what? We reached $6,000 raised for National Women's Law Center. Excellent. We had a $50 donation from Nemrin that put us right over the top. No comment, but our comment is thank you so, so much. And, you know, feel free to send in some pun donations because I love to read those. I did see one in the chat. This run is really great. Nice.
I'm loving the puns that I've been seeing this whole time.
We gotta put them on the big screen. We gotta hear them out loud.
Yes, if you don't Kirby ability puns, those are also good. If you don't have a favorite for some reason, that also works. That is also acceptable. Otherwise, the money is definitely going to a good cause. So you know what's not to like. By the way, this is the hardest stage in the game, so, I'm gonna probably focus just a little bit. Okay, we're fine. I'm gonna need extra candy anyways. Perfect. Okay, we're done through the hardest stage. That is actually the easiest stage in the game. We let them take the chest, and that's it. That's it. That's the 80% route. You do nothing. You do nothing and effectively get through. By the way, this is the Roach. Kind of the mastermind and also kind of the more magician-y sort of them. If you thought we weren't going to use candy, I have bad news for you. However, sometimes he likes to troll as a treat. He teleports around a bunch. He can take a long time before he actually does the attack we want him to do, so we can actually, you know, get over to him easier. Anyways, if you're wondering about our story, there is a new development. Meta Knight has taken the chest that we were about to open. So now we are chasing after Meta Knight. Did I I haven't mentioned it, but yeah, also the name of this game is Miscommunication.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned what's actually in the chest that Kirby's been chasing, or what Kirby thinks is in the chest.
Yeah, so Kirby thinks the tape's there. Which, understandable, there's nothing to really suggest otherwise. What is actually in there is the final boss.
This game is the origin of the meme about Kirby having his cake stolen and going to kill God.
Yes, and Kirby has never lived it down ever since. To be fair, this was, a heck of a rampage.
Note to self, don't steal Kirby's cake.
Alternately do, and hope for the best. But no, strawberry shortcake is very important. I don't blame them. Alright, let me get rid of that. And I want to see if we can get... one of the other abilities we need here. That is not... Because I would like to get Wheel or High Jump for 8-3. Just Metal I can easily acquire when the time comes. So I'm not worried about that. I am worried, however, about having good movement in 8-3. By the way, this is Bubble Crab. I also forget its proper name is being kind of weird about its positioning. There we go. So we pop the bubbles, we kind of do that, and that's it. The crab is done. The crab is done. Yeah, also the reward cake is already delicious. Kirby is just right. Exactly. But you don't know the work that went into that cake, the quality of the ingredients. It's a very good cake. It is absolutely to die for. Which is say, no, it's really good. I don't blame her. Okay, that's not right. That's fine. Okay, we're good. That was a slight mishap on my part.
Very good recovery, though.
Yeah, luckily, yeah, it could have been a lot worse. So I hope
this
you're
stage
ready
is
for...
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Go on. No, go on.
I was just going to say that this section's a good demonstration of why Ninja is used to fast fall earlier. You can see Kirby kind of floats downward gracefully, which is not what we want for a speedrun.
No, unfortunately, he's a little bit on the slow side for that. But in the water, we can just hold down to go down faster. So that is how we beat Spinny to the chest if we cared about the chest. And shout outs to the one properly underwater stage. Probably a very interesting set piece that comes up in a bit here. But right now it is mostly just underwater traversal. We're gonna get through these. I don't need that switch. But if you got a message right now that this would be fine while I finish going through this in the next room.
I definitely do. I have a $10 donation from Clockwork Starling who says, ooh woo. And a $25 anonymous donation who says, thanks FF 2024 volunteers and staff, less than 3.
Yeah, so fun fact, this is the halberd. This is the red halberd from Superstar. This is where it ended up. We're not sure how we're not sure why they decided it's here, but it's here, and we're inside it. Also, weird little set of doors that kind of warp you around. We know which ones to go through to get to the end flow. Also, if there's any messages, this room has nothing. It is a race to this chest, and we're just going to do it too perfectly. So definitely feel free to read off any other messages.
Absolutely. So we have a donation, of course, all of them in honor of the National Women's Law Center, who has a nationwide grassroots network of supporters who are ready to spring into action. We've got a $25 donation from Comfy Panda, who says, let's get some hype going for Frost Vitals. Excited to see some amazing speedruns and raise money for a great cause. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so that was Meta Night. Kirby wins by doing absolutely nothing. Also, we got high jump, so we have some for A3 now, so we're good. Sometimes Meta Night can be especially jumpy. By the way, yeah, we finally opened the chest. No, we don't need to open the chest. The roach swipes it and opens it, and it turns out, oh no, it is the final boss, and now he is possessed. Also, the halberd is fixed. I said it was a shipwreck earlier. Yeah, it's fine. Meta Knight fixed it. So now we're kind of on it again. But now we're on like the above part. I don't know. I don't actually need that. We have high jump. Whatever. It's fine. I'll just toss that bubble when I did. Chance. Okay. Okay. Wheel's trying to pull a fast one. Trying to drive out of my hands.
There is a fairly generous window for picking up power-ups after they've been knocked out, but once they bounce several times, you are at risk of losing them. So it's a little scary, but not too bad, luckily.
Yeah, there's several seconds before it's an actual threat, but if it falls down a pit or like hits a hazard, then it's gone. Good luck. Yeah, also, shout out to Meta Knight in the rebuild Halberd any percent route. Like, very impressive. I just hope he didn't do too many steps on screwing it back the Dever.
OSHA violation tech.
Please don't actually commit those. Also, shoutouts to even more Banders, because now we have this version of Candy Constellation from Amazing Mirror, and I really love this track. Also, probably the scariest room in the game, because Wheel will break these blocks if I hit them, and there's lots of Gordos. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, we're safe now. The one bit of actual solid ground. Now I'm going to manipulate this Pendy so it doesn't attack us. I'm going to go over here, then I'm going to hit this side so that Pendy won't hit us, and this laser ball should stay there and nice and away from us. Also, if Theta doesn't come up too much, Wheel can actually ride on top of the water, and it's very good in this room. It doesn't show up because water itself doesn't show up that much, but this is probably like one of the better examples. Also, why is the runner with the avatar have? Why not? And we're just gonna wheel through these blocks, and we're done. Exactly, it's cute, like Kirby is.
Are you ready for a Kirby pun?
Yes, go for it.
I have $25 from Illegally Sam, who says, hopefully by the end of the week, we'll have medal of the incentives for these great runs.
Oh, that one's actually good. I love it.
That's pretty great. That's pretty great. So please keep those coming. We love the Kirby puns. And $25 from Canucks Tenma, who says, Poyo!
Okay, I actually got that to work this time. I tried to do that on stream, I think either yesterday or probably either Wednesday or Thursday. And I couldn't quite get the timing right. This time it just works. So yeah, that's the reason we carry Sword as long as we did. We wanted it for Dao Dao there. And then I wanted Wheel or High Jump, so I had some sort of fast movement afterwards. But I hope you enjoy this, because after this will be the best ability and a bit of setup, because I will need more candy than this. Like 2 is good, would be good normally, but I'm gonna need a bunch. I'm gonna need like all 5. I'm gonna get rid of those metal balls so I can get the full health. This one we don't care about the chest, but these UFOs are mean and they're very erratic, so we're gonna stay crouched in case they hit us, because they might like flap. So since the incentive is met, I'm gonna need more candies, and also I'm gonna need to get metal. So if there's any messages while I get that set up, definitely feel free. It's gonna be a little bit.
Absolutely. You asked for messages, but I have quite a few no comment donations that I'd like to read out. We've got
fine too.
Yeah, $25 from Mikey Met, $25 from Tout, which is just toast backwards. We've got $50 from Marissa and $5 from Biotechnics. Thank you all so much for supporting. And everyone, make sure you get those dollars towards the blindfolded transonic gravity run in Sayonara Wild Hearts. There's not much more time, so let's get it done.
Alright, so we got the candies, now I just need metal. And this is probably the fastest station to get it in, because we can drop down here. Get rid of that Sparky. And real quick, I'll just show us what metal is like. So this is metal. And you can see it's very fast. Very fast. The fastest, like, look how fast it floats. It even falls very fast, which is actually very good. So yeah, thank you for meeting this incentive. This is where things get interesting. So normally we would grab Cutter and use candy on the candy. Candy part doesn't change, like not even a little. But I'm gonna wait and hope he does the good pattern whenever he decides to. Oh, he actually teleported on me. That's unfortunate. This is bad. So I'm gonna need a second one here, that's okay. This is a little problematic. I'm gonna do this for the interest of time, so I don't run too many risks right now. I'm gonna also do this, because otherwise I will lose metal. Because once Star Nebula pops out, that's what that thing is. You're gonna see this thing come out. This is the triple star. This is the final ability of the game. We don't want it, so we're just gonna swallow metal and get it back. Because again, we have the best ability. Why would we use anything else? Unfortunately, I wish I didn't use two candies there. It is going to make this fight a little bit trickier. But that's fine. I'll have plenty of health. It'll be no problem. Also, it's very nice of Dark Nebula to actually kind of wait for us. So I'm going to go on this star. And this is what I like to call the metal in depth climb. It is quite a thrill. We will continue this, so I hope you enjoy the idea of having Snake Eater in your head for a bit, or Curb Eater, as it probably should be called now at this point. You see these rocks? We don't care about them because we are actually mostly invincible. We are not invincible to bosses, however. So unfortunately, like, the boss colliding us will damage us and knock the ability out. But, of course, yeah, this climb is only like 30 seconds. It is like 2 minutes. Metal Kirby is trying his best.
The tiny little arms have me in stitches.
He's got this. Yeah, steel your cells for this final boss. Even the ladder climb is slower. It's the best. I love it. I love everything about it. Alright, I'm gonna wait till he does this. Now, I'm gonna sort of send in. That is actually not. That's a good pattern, actually. So we might be okay here. Oh, yeah, just stay in place. That's perfect. Yeah, okay, Dark Nebula has been actually very nice about the patterns. That was great. So time is when the screen fully fades to white. I'm just gonna pop last one, for why not? Yeah, that's metal. It's funny. Time. So yeah, awesome. Dark Nebula kind of comes out of nowhere for some reason. Again, I I have joked at the start of this. This is like a playable episode of the Kirby anime, and honestly, it kind of feels that way sometimes. But I guess some quick shout-outs. First of all, shout out to the Kirby community in general. I know there's definitely some people in here that's been talking. Lots of really good people, lots of really good runners. This game is actually really fun. I've also recently learned Kirby Fighters 2, and we do have a Kirby Relay coming up in April. So definitely be on the lookout for that. If you want to learn this or any other run, or you just want to be part of the community, there is a server link in speedrun.com on speedrun.com /Kirby. Just go there, you can find it that way. Otherwise, honestly, also not a runner, but a shout out to the person who made this avatar. They did an amazing job. It has been hard to sell on this thing for 2 weeks. But definitely, if you want to follow me, twitch.tv/BeamQueenSol, and I do a bunch of Kirby runs, including this one. I dabble in other things, but generally I am pretty focused on platformers. I do a lot of single ability runs also in Kirby. I started doing it a bunch with this one. This one has some really fun stuff for the abilities, so if any of that sounds like a good time, definitely feel free to follow. But otherwise, I hope you enjoy the rest of the event. Also, shout outs to Numbers. You've been great.
That was very fun. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Very good run.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, and enjoy the rest of today.